Alright, next up in the Angelus leather dye series, we're going to try some brown reds. I've got Cordovan, chocolate, and Bismark Brown. Got a figured piece of wood and a plain piece of maple. Got some cut up rags, and we're going to start with the Cordovan. I haven't used these colors before. Cordovan sort of looks like the oxblood or wine tone, maybe slightly darker. With maybe a little bit black and brown. You can see when I wipe it, I get like a little bit of a brown hue with red, maybe not as much black. But definitely really dark. I think with leather there's so much different variation in the coloring that they have all these different shades depending on what you're doing. I think for what we're doing in guitar work, we may not need as many shades. You know, we need definitely more of the bright primary colors. So we'll go with Bismark Brown next. And that's pretty cool. Similar to the tan, maybe a little bit darker, not as much orange. Maybe like an orange brown. I'm not going to dilute these anymore. They just don't look as good as they do straight from the bottle. And if you sand back, that's sort of a diluted look. So that was Bismark Brown, sort of 2 coats each here. And last up, we'll do some chocolate, which you wouldn't think has a little bit red, but this one does. Just a very slight hint, different version of a brown. I like that color. I like all 3 of these colors. So on this figured piece, I got a little bit of a green knot running through it, so you can see how the different color is reacting to that knot. So the Bismarck and the chocolate are sort of similar. I'd say Cordovan is the darkest of these 3. Like that look, like this look. Any of these would look good on a guitar depending on the color scheme you're looking for. So if you're using like a walnut back, either one of these would help sort of match that back tone. We'll let this dry 24 hours, we'll come back, sand it off, and see what it looks like with some naphtha. Alright, so letting this stuff dry, you get some really cool coloring out of these colors. Cordovan, Bismark Brown, chocolate, all are sort of dark browns, and they would look good together as a fade of some sorts. But individually, each color has its own uniqueness. This is definitely more sort of black and brown, red and brown. And chocolate, I thought had more red when I was applying it, but once it's dry, it just looks like brown. But I really like Bismarck Brown and Cordovan. That's just an interesting dark color. So let's sand this off and see what it looks like. Alright, so we got some naphtha here. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that Cordovan really looks sweet. Same with the Bismark Brown. I don't know if I'm a big fan of chocolate. Just sort of looks similar to brown. I don't see any red highlights. But what I do like out of the Cordovan is how much darker it is. Same with the Bismark where it sits in the grain. Let's see what this looks like. Plain. I would say the chocolate looks good in the plain in terms of just having sort of an even color. You can actually tell that Cordovan and Bismark Brown have added color. Here, if you sanded some of this back, it would just sort of enhance it, not look like you completely stained it. But I definitely like Cordovan and Bismark Brown. Really, really cool colors here. Alright, so there you go. We've got Cordovan, Bismark Brown, and chocolate. So that's another set of Angelus leather dies. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next vid.